Hello friends, welcome back to our little coffee club. Today we're going to be taking a look at the coffee I brought back from Wyoming, from the town of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. When we visited Yellowstone recently, I said I would open this bag with you guys. Let's check it out. You know, I'm pretty much out of light roast right now. I'm hoping this is a lighter roast, at least medium to light. Let's get it to the other counter. We're going to do a pour over. We're also going to pull a shot of espresso. So let's get going. I can't wait to have some coffee. So yeah, I'm hoping this is a lighter roast here, so I have something on hand to make every morning. You guys know that I prefer a lighter roast for pour overs in the morning. We'll see what this gives us, and then I'll show you guys. If you stick around to the end of the video, I will include some images and maybe some clips from our visit to Yellowstone, and show you guys here throughout the video some pictures again and clips of the coffee shop and the roaster where we picked this up at. And we'll talk about it a little bit more once I make my coffee. Let's go to the other counter and do a pour over. All right, here we go. You know what? Before we get going, we better check the roast level. I have no clue. I don't even know if this bag is we're gonna talk a little bit more about this bag. But, you know, I don't even know if it's gonna have tasting notes, but, you know, I don't wanna read too much into it just in case. I will guess at it. Even if they're not specified in the bag, I'll tell you my opinion. I think I got my groove on as far as to the way I want to record these videos, meaning like what camera for what, you know, where it is I like using the mic, and you know, my whole setup, my look here. I think I'm pretty much settled into what I'm gonna move forward with, because I haven't changed it now for the last few videos. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying this. You know, obviously maybe we'll try making some changes you know, in the future, to always give you like something new, something interesting to look at. I kind of like, you know, when I look at coffee videos, to see the different setups and the different objects that are, you know, maybe they're props just there, like, you know, I have my little lamp, you know, before I had the candle. Now I have the little pumpkins. And, you know, moving forward, I'll try to add little objects and give you something interesting to look at. My idea here with the channel is just kind of to hang out with you guys and keep you company for a while and talk about coffee stuff below in the comments. So yeah, you know, our little community keeps building little by little, very slowly. I think I'm gonna break the record for the slowest growing YouTube channel ever, but it is growing little by little. You know, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, help us out, subscribe. Maybe in the future, I'll be able to do maybe 2 videos per week. I've been trying to include some of those Friday videos just because I'm kind of like ahead in the game with the videos I have recorded. But, you know, moving forward, if we ever reach 1,000 subscribers, which seems impossible, but if we ever make it, maybe I can do like one live video, some little brewing session like this once a week, maybe something shorter, but live. And I can chit chat with you guys back and forth live in the comments. And then, you know, my regular Sunday morning video, that's gonna stay constant. It's gonna stay the same. But, you know, my idea with the channel is not to become something, not to become like a coffee reviewer or equipment reviewer. It's just basically to hang out and talk about simple stuff and get my day started in a positive way, and hopefully help you guys do that as well. Help you just get your day started with just something easy and fun, and not something too heavy in the morning. Let's just make some coffee, have a little chit chat, and start the day off right. Okay, so, all right, let's check the roast level. Now, I know I have to turn on some lights and stuff, but I have an idea. I think I know what I could do here. All right off the bat, I'm telling you, I'm pleasantly surprised with what I'm seeing here. This is a medium to light. I'm not even gonna look at the bag again because I don't wanna run into the tasting notes if they even include any. I remember this being a blend though. I don't think this is like single origin or anything like that. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later because when I show you the coffee shop, I'll include a few pictures here somewhere to kind of, so you can see what I'm saying. But there's a reason why this particular bag is here. But okay, let's take a look at the roast level. Okay, so I could just bring it over to this light. This is just very white light. Let me wait till the camera decides to focus. Okay, hold on. All right, now I think it's focused on my hand. And there you can see the roast level. This is like a medium to light. I'm pleasantly surprised. This, it could be a little lighter, but I'll take this. I think this will make a nice pour over in the mornings. All right, let's go. Oh, and again, I want to report back as to that new Lavazza that I opened recently. John, the Gusto Classico, man, I gotta say, it's not as good as the Rosa. For sure, the Lavazza Rosa, to me, it's a lot better. But again, that's to me. And I want to talk a little bit more about that. If I don't forget, I want to talk a little bit more about that later after I make my coffee. But that's to me. The Lavazza Rosa and the Mocha Pot, it grew on me, and it was something that I was actually enjoying. Yes, it is a little bit darker than what I would normally gravitate to for straight shots of espresso, for sure. And for pour overs, I didn't even like it as pour over. I didn't like it. And this new one, I'm not even gonna try as pour over. It's just too dark. It's not my cup of tea for that. But even for mixing with milk, it's a little bit too dark. I gotta say, the Lavazza Rosa was right on, just like the Liquid Amber from Good Brothers, even the Neapolitan blend from Good Brothers. To mix with milk is good, but I gotta say, I'd rather have the Liquid Ambers a little bit lighter. It's kind of like the Lavazza Rosa, and it puts me right in the spot where I like to be for milk-based, okay? For straight shots, I like something a lot lighter. And for pour-overs, maybe even lighter still. So yeah, that's where I'm at. You guys that have been watching all the videos, you know that. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Today I'm gonna do a different kind of I'm gonna make less coffee today. Let's just put it that way. I'm gonna make less coffee today. I didn't know how to get those words out. So I'm gonna make less coffee today because I had some in the morning. Hence, that's why I'm more talkative and excited to get into this right now. So right from the get-go. Man, you guys have noticed that sometimes when I first start the videos, I'm like really dragging. I haven't had coffee. Maybe I woke up like 30 minutes before, something like that. I mean, some of these videos, I've been recording almost all the videos in the mornings and really early. And yeah, it's sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get into it. I do absolutely love my afternoon brews, and I've been recording in the afternoons on the weekends as well, for sure. But in order to stay consistent, weekends, sometimes we're not home, we're out, or things are going on, and I just don't have time to record. So I've had to include some morning brews like today. But today I said, you know what, I'm gonna make some coffee because I gotta get going here. So all right, so we're gonna make a smaller batch. All right, so we're gonna dose out 12 grams. We're gonna be looking to get, let's say, about 190 grams out. I think that's like a 1 to 16. It should be somewhere around 1 to 16 right there. So 12 grams in, 190 grams out. We'll try to get that below 3 minutes. That's why I have the origami out. It's my fastest brewer. And let's give this thing a try. So, okay, 12 grams. Okay, went a little bit over. Yeah, I'm glad this is lighter than what I thought I was gonna see here. When I was at the coffee shop, I think I had an Ethiopian single origin It was a lighter roast. I asked for the lightest thing they had on hand at the moment, and that's what it was. They don't make like pour-overs like Ritual does, where you could go in and order a pour-over. They do it right in the spot. These guys have like batch brews, and as far as I was able to see, you know, that's how it was. So, okay, so where should we grind this? I think I'm gonna be at 75 clicks and without too much agitation. And I think we'll be around the 3-minute mark with that. So we'll see. So, all right, so 75 clicks. You see the little red dot there? Right there. Again, this is the Easy Presso K Plus model hand grinder. This one works for, you know, you can use it for pour overs. It's great for espresso. You can even make Turkish, although I don't recommend that, but you can look that up on the channel. We tried it once. It wasn't a lot of fun. I shouldn't say that. It was one of the funnest videos I've made. So it was a lot of fun, but not something I want to revisit just in that way. We are going to revisit Turkish coffee, but not like that, not with the hand grinder. All right. You know, I always spin it at the end and tap it, make sure everything went through. Oh, I finally put my little top back on. I took off the little blind shaker thing. I'm back to the normal one. So I like this workflow a lot better, I have to say. Okay, so here's our filter. This is just a regular Ario V60 filter. The little double wall carafe from Fellow. I love this thing. And this is the Origami Brewer, one of the fastest brewers on the market. You can really get some fast brew times with this, and you can still grind kind of fine. So again, I love this thing. We're gonna get things warmed up and rinsed out. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about water temperature. Now, this being as light as what I saw, and I wanna get a kind of like a fast drawdown, I'm gonna go to 97. So it's gonna have to heat up a little bit more, but I'm gonna still use this water to start warming things up. All right, so we start like this, then I put the hot water into the glass. If you guys remember, a couple videos ago, I forgot to do that step. So then my ratio was all off, obviously, because the extra water was still in the carafe. And you know, the coffee still tasted great, so I didn't end up throwing it away. I think that was the video where we reviewed the September, the red plum, which is, for now, I'm gonna call it my second favorite coffee ever. I have to say September. If you guys haven't tried the coffees from September Coffee, the Kyle's project, man, give it a shot. I have to say, overall, all three coffees were great. But the plum, that red plum one was just another level. I mean, you guys know I froze some of it, and in January, we're gonna have a head-to-head comparison between my favorite all times it's a coffee from Good Brothers, a Costa Rican with the thermical processing, and now it's gonna go up against this one, which turned out to be another processed coffee. I guess I have a thing for processed coffee for sure. You know, I feel it gives you a little bit more. Okay, so the kettle is now up to 97 degrees. So let's get our coffee in there. I always tap it like this, make sure I get everything out. Now, it was quite a bit in there. If you don't do that, you will have a little, maybe 0.1 retention. Because usually in hand grinders, and I know on the K Plus for sure, because I've tried it over and over again, you know, retention's not a thing. Okay, we had 12 grams in, 12 grams out, there it is. Put that off to the side. Not sure if you guys could see it there on that angle, but there you have it. 12 grams in, 12 grams out, that's what we're looking at. So we start by just giving it a shake and flattening things out. All right, and the next step I like to do is use just a regular wooden chopstick to create a divot in the metal. Again, I have a bunch of videos now showing this process, so. If you're new to my channel, well, first of all, remember to subscribe, please help us out. But if you're new to my channel and you want me to talk or elaborate further on something that you see here, something you didn't understand, anything like that, please leave me a comment below. I answer absolutely everyone. So leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you. Oh, I better change my temperature on the Bianca, because we want it warmer, because this is quite a light roast, so I'm gonna go back to my normal 95. So this is the brew boiler temperature, and this is how you change it. You just hit the minus, okay, and you keep hitting minus to toggle through the different menus. And when you get to here, you hit the plus, and it's gonna start blinking, and now you can make your adjustment. So this is the brew boiler. You see the little cup there. We're gonna go back to the factory kind of setting, which is 95, and it works great for these lighter roast coffees. I've gotten one great result after the next every time. So let's leave it there at 95 and let's get back to our pour over. Okay, so we have our 12 grams in. And again, we're looking for 190 grams out. So that'll give us somewhere around 1 to 16 ratio. And we're gonna try to do that in maybe like 3 minutes or so. Okay, here we go. We're at 97 degrees on the temperature. I start pouring in that little divot, and then you just make circles. And I'm gonna take it all the way up to, let's go to 90. Right around 90. Again, you don't want a lot of agitation or it's gonna slow your brew down. I'm just gonna do a little light swirl. Okay, obviously I have no idea as to how fine to grind this coffee because it's new to me. So I think I'm gonna still wanna do 3 pours. So I know I gotta finish at 190. So now we're gonna go up to like, let's say 140. It's somewhere around 50 grams. Okay, I went a little over. I'm at 154. So now with my last pour, I'll make sure to stop at 190. I'm gonna do more agitation because I think this is 2 cores for this coffee. I think 75 clicks was 2 cores, and we're gonna finish kind of fast. I mean, we're not even at a minute and a half, and this thing is going really fast. All right, let's get ready for our last pour. We're at 154. We're gonna go all the way to 190 now. So just clean the sides. We don't have a lot of water to go, so let me see. All right, 190 exactly. Okay, we're done with the kettle, so I turned that off. Let me show you guys the final drawdown. I have to say, there's just something so relaxing as to like making coffee that it's just part of the enjoyment. But there you see it. It only took 2.5 minutes. We got our 190. It was exactly 190, but you know, you always lose some, how you call it, some volume probably through evaporation. And you know, I don't know, but it always changes a little bit. I don't know if it's the evaporation, because how much water can I be losing there through the little vapor? I don't know. But anyway, this is the setup. It was only like 2.5 minutes, very fast brew time. usually I brew more coffee, and usually I go at least another minute and a half. This was very fast for me, so for sure. Well, depending on the flavor, I will wanna grind finer, maybe down to like 70 clicks, maybe 65 clicks. I don't know, that's what dialing in is all about. You kind of taste it and see if you wanna slow it down or speed it up based on the flavor. So let's go to the other counter and talk about it. All right, so let's give it a swirl and let's serve it and see what we get here. Okay. Nothing special from the aroma, but not bad. You do have some nice aroma. In the bag, I didn't get much when I opened it, but in the cup, yeah. It's quite hot still, hard to taste. Right off the top, maybe a little caramel. It's the most present. There's a sweetness. You know, I'm trying a new light here. I wonder how this video is gonna look, but there's a light like right in front of me now to kind of light me up because I'm always like really dark. I wish I had like more lighting in my living room that kind of shines light this way, but but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes if the sun is in the right spot in the sky, you know, there'll be a lot of light, but obviously not right now. Yeah, definitely a sweetness, a fruity coffee, definitely not citrusy. You guys know that when I say fruity, I mean like different fruits, but not citrus. Citrus are also fruits, but I put them in their own category. You guys know how I do this, so. You know, it's got a lot of body. There's a lot of like thickness to it. Which I'm surprised because I ground it kind of coarse. So sometimes there's not as many fines, and you know, so those fines don't make it into the cup. I mean, I know it's filtered coffee, but still there's always a little bit more body when you go finer. But no, this has a good amount of body, definitely nice aroma and a sweetness. Yeah, definitely getting that hint of caramel, nice coffee flavor, fruity. Now, can I determine what kind of fruit? No. I don't even know if they'll have tasting notes in this coffee. And then I'm gonna let you know how it is that we got this particular bag here. You know, as pour over in the morning, it won't be the most exciting thing ever that I've had. It's not a very exciting, not a bunch of highs and lows. It does have the sweetness, but it's missing some of that acidity. And again, I brewed it really fast, so it's not something that I would want to slow down a whole bunch, because at least I'm getting a hint of that acidity, but there's not a lot of acidity here. You know, I'm gonna report back to you guys and brew it slower and see what happens. Maybe the acidity will come up, I don't know. All right, let's take a look at the bag and see the tasting notes. All right, roasted, they do give you a roast date. Now this is a proper, I mean, this coffee shop is a roaster. They roast their own coffee, and you know, it is specialty. They do have, when we were there, they had some nice Ethiopians, and they had some nice coffees that I wanted to pick up a bag, but my wife insisted on this one because it was the pretty bag. So we got the pretty bag. It's probably like the worst coffee they had there, but it was the pretty bag, so I gotta make her happy. And you know, we can only, like, wow, it was hard to fit one bag into our luggage because we're always like overweight and like those things don't fit. Like, So it was hard to get this thing in there and bring it back. So it's not like I could bring 2 or 3 different things. All right, so let's see. It was roasted August 28th. So at the time when I was there, I don't remember what month it was, or it already's been a while. But Jackson Hole, Wyoming. All right, snakeriverroastingco.com. I'll put the I'll put the website here on the video, so you guys, if you want to check it out. So over there in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, in this town, everything's called Snake River something. Snake River Grill, Snake River this, that, Snake River Roasters. There's everything Snake River. So they're really proud of their Snake River. It runs right through the town. So, and it's very beautiful. All right, it's very beautiful. So it's a good thing to be proud of. All right, let's see. See if they have any kind of tasting notes. All right, Snake River Roasting, Paddles Up. That's what they call in the blend, Paddles Up. Medium, seasonal blend. I would call it more medium to light, but based on the flavor, I would say medium is probably spot on, because it's not a lot of like brightness and acidity. So, maybe by the look of it, I would say more medium to light, but by the flavor, I think it's spot on at medium. Okay, tasting notes. They have tasting notes. Okay, here's another thing. I should have guessed this. But then again, it's not really huckleberry. Everything there is huckleberry something. I don't know if you guys know what huckleberries are, but they have huckleberry everything, from syrups to probably they got a huckleberry beer. They probably do. They got huckleberry syrups to put in your coffee, huckleberry everything. Oh, we try huckleberry ice cream. I'll put a picture of it here. Huckleberry ice cream. Very tasty. All right, so it says huckleberry s'mores and easy days. Now, easy days is a tasting note. I don't know. Any day you're having coffee like this is an easy day, man. It's an easy day. At least an easy start to the day, and that's the whole point of the channel. There's no other point, okay? It's just keep you company, hang out for a little while, and give you an easy day. An easy way to get into your day. Okay. An easy way, did I say that right? An easy way to get into your day. Okay, let's say that. All right, so s'mores. So s'mores, that's more chocolate than caramel, but I'm definitely getting caramel. I'm not getting a lot of chocolatey kind of tasting notes. I'm not. If anything, it will be like a milk chocolate, not a dark chocolate. There's a lot of sweetness. There's no bitterness whatsoever here at all. And hint of acidity, if at that. But it is a sweet coffee. It's very nice, huckleberry, why not? They got to put that in there. S'mores. All right, I would have said more like caramel. And easy days, man. I like that, easy days. All right, so I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this so this video doesn't get like super long. Let me have the rest of this pour over here, and then I'll meet you guys at the other counter, and we'll pull a shot of espresso, see what we get as espresso. All right, here we go. So we're set for our shot of espresso. Start the scale. And where should we grind this at? I've been going back down on the numbers, so I don't know what the whole thing was with the niche. Maybe it was just the coffees I was grinding at the moment when I thought I had to keep going coarser and coarser, but now I'm coming back down to like kind of normal kind of numbers where I used to be. So, wow. All right, so today we're gonna try at 18. If you've been watching all the videos, you know what it is I'm talking about. If not, you might not know, but all right, we're at 18 on the niche. That's what we're gonna try. I have no idea, just like on the pour over. You kind of have to, based on experience from your previous results, kind of take a guess at where you wanna grind that coffee. Now this being kind of like a medium roast, maybe we'll do like a 20-second pre-infusion and ramp up for like a 30-second shot, something like that I think will be okay. Let's see if that works out with this grind size at 18. So we're gonna go with 18 grams in. So yeah, this bag of coffee ended up being the one because it was pretty. Nothing to do with the coffee itself. Okay, so 18 grams, we're at 18.1. Let's see what we get out from the niche. Okay, sometimes when I lock the focus, then when I need it to refocus, it won't refocus. I'm still trying to get the hang of that. All right, start it up a couple times, give it a little love tap. Let's see what we got out. Okay, we had a little retention. Let's 0.3, so that's this plunger time. So let's get our little bellows. Give me a second. All right, here it is. If you've been watching all the videos, again, you know what this is all about. Let's go some nice controlled plunges, not something too crazy. Okay, and if you do it right, you shouldn't get a big mess on your counter, a little dust like it used to happen in the beginning because, again, I was doing the plunging a bit too hard and the coffee was flying everywhere. Let's see what we got now. All right, so we're at 18. So again, the little plunger works every time. Okay, so let me get the scale out the way. First, we're gonna start with our normal kind of workflow that we always do. So we're gonna do our little declumping in the cup. Why not? It's fast, easy. There's no clumps on the niche anyway, but makes things nice and fluffy. We have the tools, so why not use them? All right, here we go. Okay, and everything's perfectly dry because I haven't used it. The rest of the puck prep, let me set this up. All right, we should be good there. Try to remember to always set it up like this for you guys so you could see the rest of the puck prep from close. Okay, hold on. All right, we got everything. Now we use the little distribution tool from Passato with the thin needles, and we use our dosing funnel to kind of give us extra room up here so we don't have any spillage. And we make sure that the density of grounds is the same everywhere in the portafilter. That's the main thing we're doing right now. So just make circles. Start at the bottom, come up as you go. And at the end, just make sure everything's nice and flat. Okay. Okay, then you give it a nice little tap. And you end up with something like this. Not sure if you could see that perfectly there, but we got some nice fluffy grounds. And then we tamp. Today we're gonna go back to the Passato tamper. Again, it's beautiful, but because of this beveled kind of edge here, it just doesn't work right for me. The Elite tamper, the one that came with the machine, which I believe is made by IMS, for me just works, it works better. But again, we got the tools, so we need to use them. That's my philosophy. And again, I want to practice and get better. You know, today I did a pretty good job. It's pretty much flat. Do a little polish. Now, when you do this little polish, it's just so that try to like the grounds not to come up with the tamper. So you're gonna have to, you do a little polish like this. Now go nice and slow and don't press down, or you might again get it to where it's not level. Okay, and then you bring it up nice and slow, and it should be okay. You shouldn't get any coffee out like this. There you see it nice and flat. Okay, then the last thing, we want to use the puck screen. This just helps things stay tidy and your machine stay clean, so the grounds don't go up into your into the brew head of the machine, and it doesn't start dirtying things up. And also your puck never sticks to the group head, which I really hate that. So, you know, the puck screen, I think moving forward is definitely a good idea. I never bought it on the Breville, but you know, you can make it work without it, but it is a useful tool. I like using it. Okay, and now let me go ahead and set up all the angles and we'll pull our espresso. Okay, so I got all the angles going, everything's ready. You know, I keep forgetting to, like, you know, run it for a couple seconds. Get the group head flushed out a little bit before starting. But I remember today. Okay, so there we go. Everything, all the angles I think are set up. I think everything's running. Today we're back on the time more. Let's try the time more once again. Let's see if it behaves itself today. We haven't seen it glitch for a while, but let's see. Okay, so again, the espresso mode, you get the A flashing, then it's ready. Get our cup here. Now I have no idea as far as the grind size. We went at 18, but again, it might be too fast or too slow. We want to get like a 20-second pre-infusion, then just ramp up to, you know, 8 to 9 bars, and maybe go for about another 30 seconds to get our full yield of, we're looking for 45 grams out. So a 1 to 2.5 ratio. All right, here we go. Again, as soon as the pressure starts building, I'm going to try to hold it at between 2 and 3 bar. Hopefully if we get some drips, it won't be too many. And then at 20 seconds, we'll start ramping up. And there it is, we got some drips. I think this grind size might be just spot on. So I'm gonna ramp up nice and slow. The timer is working. Okay, there we are, we're at 9 bars. We're looking for 45 grams out. I'm gonna start ramping down this time a little bit. You know, like Terry usually likes going to 8 bars. Everybody has their own formula. Today we're ramping it down a little bit. And again, well, I got it almost spot on, right? 44.9. From first drip, 32 seconds. Total brew time, 48 seconds. This is spot on what I wanted to do. So spot on, we got it once again. Again, with the lighter roast, man, for some reason, I just always get it. At least the coffee always tastes pretty good or great. And I always get it pretty close. With those darker roasts, I'm always struggling to where, I don't know, they always seem to give me a little bit of bitterness. You know, just don't get them just the way I want. And I've struggled a whole bunch more with the darker roast coffees than these lighter stuff. All right, so I think we got all the angles, everything worked. Let me stop all the cameras and we'll go back to the other counter and give it a taste test. All right, so here we go. Cheers. I hope you guys brewed something tasty here to go along with me, and I hope I was able to keep you company for a little while. I've enjoyed our brewing session today, I gotta say. You know, as espresso, it's got great aroma, even better than as a filtered coffee. Must be the huckleberry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, as espresso, this is better than pour over. No doubt. I'm gonna tell you right away. I mean, as pour over is fine. It's fine, but it just doesn't wow you. There's not enough there to make it special, you know, in any way. But it's fine. It's perfectly fine. But as espresso, it's a lot better. Definitely way higher brightness and acidity. I think I brewed it spot on. I mean, I only gave it one taste, but right away I was like, wow, this is pretty wonderful as espresso. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Wow, you know, I'm surprised. I didn't expect this much. You know, as the pour over was like, okay, you know, it's fine, it's good, you know, it's sweet, nice. But as espresso, it's another level. This is not something I would mix with milk. It's just too much brightness, too much acidity for milk. For some of you guys, oh, and you know, I wanted to talk about when I said that the new, that coffee I opened recently, the Lavazza Gusto Classico, that is not exactly my cup of tea. All right, but that's the thing. That's just to me. You guys have to try different things, different roast levels, different coffees, because for you it might be totally a different story. You might love it, and it's just, this is the example. Let me have another. I don't want it to cool down because it's like perfect right now. Wow, I have to say, I got this spot on, man. It's nice and smooth, sweetness and acidity. It's got it going on. That was a great shot. I wonder how it looked. Oh, by the way, I didn't see anything on the counter at all. And I think this video, I'm not gonna play last week's shot because I think it's when we had 2 different shots and it's just a lot going on. I don't think I'm gonna do the full screen thing, but we'll try to go full screen. After the next video I film after this one, I'll try to remember to do the full screen of this shot because I'm curious as to what it looked like because, oh, and I took a couple pictures of it. I forgot, let me show you guys. Because when I first saw it, I was like, wow, what a pretty shot. I wonder what it looked like through on the bottom, but let me show you the pictures. So yeah, on the pictures you can really see wow, it just looked great. It was a great looking shot and great tasting. Yeah, it's espresso. Wow, if I want to drink straight shots, definitely. For pour overs, I think I'm gonna have to order something else. I need a lighter roast. But as a straight shot, this was delicious. All right, I do want to tell you guys what I was talking about, like to me, throughout the world, I think if you look at the majority of people that, nowadays people are going lighter and lighter with the roast level, but really like still like all over the world, people drink darker roast coffees. They love it. That's what they, and you might be watching from another country somewhere else in the world where you're like, wow, this to me is delicious. Well, because that's the only thing that matters is what is it like to you, right? Who cares what I think? I'm just some dude. But what matters is what you think, right? And people enjoy different, and this is the example I always give people. When people ask me like, well, what's your favorite coffee? And I might tell them, right now is that Good Brothers, right? That I'm always raving about. And I might tell them, but that's gonna be different to everyone. And this is the example I always try to give people. Okay, do you like beer? Yes, if they tell me yes, they like beer. All right, so just like beer, there's a lot of different taste profiles in beer. Like me, I want something with a lot of flavor, strong, and I like that bitterness. In coffee, I don't, but in beer, I do. So you ask someone else and they might like, oh no, that beer's too bitter, it's too strong, it's too, and they don't like it. They don't like that flavor profile. And that's fine, that's perfectly fine. Maybe, people are used to, let's say, drinking like light beer, like let's say Miller Lite or Michelob Ultra, which I've tried before. It just tastes like water to me. It doesn't have any flavor. Miller Lite is good. If I'm gonna go with a light beer, like if I'm dieting and I want to drink a light beer, I'll probably have a Miller Lite. I like that one. But I gotta say, it's not my preference. What I like, if I'm gonna have a beer, and it's not often, but if I'm gonna have a beer, I'm gonna have an IPA. It's for sure, I've tried enough beers that I know that that's my go-to. That's my preference. I like an IPA, and that's a lot of flavor. And to some people, a lot of bitterness. To me, it just tastes delicious. Is what I like. So that's why I always try to compare it to that, because people can maybe relate to that. And if you like IPAs and you like that bitterness and a lot of flavor like that, then you'll understand what I'm saying. If not, you'll also understand what I'm saying, because then you're like, oh, I see what you mean. No, they like just like a way more gentle flavor, not a whole bunch going on, not a lot of highs and lows. A Miller Lite or a Michelob Ultra. To each their own. That's just like coffee, So all I could do is give you my opinion and kind of describe it. So here, as far as espresso, you're gonna get some highs and lows. There's sweetness, there is a lot of brightness and acidity as espresso. I got all of that. And there's, there's depth of flavor. This is nice. Yeah, definitely a lot going on here. Too much going on if I'm gonna mix it with milk. When I mix it with milk, I don't want so much going on. I just want kind of like dark chocolate, caramel, and just like coffee flavor to add to my milk that I can taste the coffee, but I don't want that acidity and that brightness going on with the milk. It just doesn't, it's not my preference. I'm not gonna shy away from it. I'll still drink it, but it's not my go-to, All right, the last of it. Sad to see you go, buddy. Anyway, now here at the end, I'm gonna try to include some pictures and images of our trip to Yellowstone. Again, it was a wonderful experience. The coffee shop, Snake River Roasting. If you're in the area, check them out. What I had there was single origin. It was lighter than this, and it was great. It's great. I don't want this video to get super long. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about the trip to Yellowstone, because my favorite coffee that I had on the trip was not the one I had here. There's another spot that we went to, and the coffee they made was just like a batch brew, but I found it to be, I wonder what it was, in there. But I didn't ask. It was a bakery, and we went to that bakery twice. One of the reasons is because how much I like the coffee, and the pastries were great. Maybe we'll talk about that next time. We had I don't like to talk bad about any particular place, so I just don't say when I didn't enjoy something. But I definitely won't tell you I liked it if I didn't like it. So there was we went to dinner at a spot that I was so disappointed. It was so expensive, like the fanciest place in town, and the food was just disappointing. We went to a bar that we had just like bar food kind of thing. It was great, and we had a great time. So I would much rather recommend the bar. I'll try to put a picture at least of the bar. I'm not gonna talk bad about the other place, but it was a place that Oh, and the most famous coffee shop in town is called Cowboy Coffee. Cowboy Coffee, they always have a line out the door. They have something called, I think it was called Cowboy Cubano, or Cubano Cowboy, or one of the, Cubano and Cowboy, that were the two words. I don't remember what was first. I'll put a picture here so you'll see it in the menu. They make it has nothing to do with Cuban coffee. I mean, they add some sugar, and that's mandatory in Cuban coffee, so I give them that much. But other than that, it was a milk drink. So it's not like like straight coffee. It was a milk drink, and it was a lot of fun. I actually had it more than once because they add something spicy to it. I don't know if it's cayenne or something, some kind of, I don't know. But it was, you could taste the spiciness, and it comes with sugar. So I loved it. So I ordered it 2 times, and I thought that was great. I also tried their black coffee, and their black coffee was, fine. But the one at the bakery was my favorite one. This place was great. Try it. Again, what they have as batch brew there is gonna be different every time. So maybe you order a different one and it blows your mind, or maybe you don't like it, I don't know. But what I had was good. It was the second best. Well, and I don't know, that Cowboy Cubano thing was an awesome drink. Maybe I'll make that here in the house one day, and we can check that out. I'll try to see how to make that. Anyway, stick around if you wanna see here at the end, the pictures and the little clips I'm gonna include here at the end. I'll show you guys a little bit more of the coffee shop. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll check you guys out next week. So we've been in Wyoming for the last few days. Over here, we've been staying in Jackson Hole. We've been visiting the parks. We have Yellowstone and Teton's national parks here in this area. It's a short drive from the town of Jackson, and I haven't done any vlogging, but I wanted to show you guys at least a little bit of the scenery, let's say. And I just finished having a little coffee. So they have I visited a roaster as well, so we'll probably make a video in regards to that coffee that we brought back from the roaster. But But this one is from Cowboy Coffee. Cowboy Coffee is probably like the most popular one here. They have 2 locations in Jackson, and they're always packed. It's always out the door. But they make this little, it's kind of like a cortado. It's an 8-ounce drink, and it has a good amount of espresso in here, and they infuse it with sugar, and they call it the Cowboy Cubano. So of course I had to have it. So, and they also, you can order it spicy. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, we've had this kind of drink before. I think it was in Oregon that my wife ordered one of these, and it was called something else, but it was a spicy kind of cortado type of drink like this. But wow, these people make it awesome. This is a great drink. So if you're ever in the town of Jackson, go to Cowboy Coffee. And you know what? Their drip coffee is pretty good as well. But anyway, we'll talk more about all of that once I get back and put a little video together, show you guys a little bit of our adventure out here in Wyoming. But I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of the scenery. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, I haven't done like any vlogging on this trip. Now that all I make is coffee videos, you know, what's the point? I'm not gonna put anything together, but I always grab some clips. Believe me, we've taken, I don't know, maybe a couple thousand pictures, and there's plenty of video clips as well. So you guys will see some of it. Of course, I gotta have that for myself, and maybe one day I'll start another channel to do more travel videos, kind of put them together for, you know, for public. But of course, I always make my own, and you guys know how I enjoy photography. So easily we've taken like maybe 2,000 pictures in this trip. We spent a whole week out here. Today's the last day, but we're heading back up to the mountains again. We're gonna visit I think it's called Teton's Village or something like that. I don't know. You guys will see. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later.
You call, I fall. There's a legacy between us. We grow, we go.